Okay, we have Ecossaise by Beethoven. Now, if you've got your pen out, just mark under Ecossaise. Ecossaise is a Scottish dance. However, so if you write Scottish dance, that's what the meaning is. However, the interesting thing about Ecossaises is we don't actually have any Ecossaises from Scotland itself. So what it must be is that European composers of the era were going, oh, this is what a Scottish dance might sound like, and they're making these pieces. So this little one's in 2/4 time, and the right is in G major. So we're going to have an F sharp as we go through it. So you might want to circle the F sharp and just write G major to remind yourself there of what the key is. So 3 on B. Now we've got the first 3 notes and they're slurred, and the last one comes off. And the reason the last one comes off is because it's got the dot and the slur. And then we've got our B, A, G all scratched, and then our F sharp, scratch. And now when you scratch that, you're going to come up in the air and drop onto the E. So not a huge drop. You can see it's just a little mini rainbow. And now we're up to bar 3. So thumb on A, scratch, 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 scratch. And as you scratch the last one, you come up to land on that B flat. It brings out the syncopated rhythm there. And then scratch, rainbow over to that E note, and then A, and then hold but lift up because of the rest. So it's very slightly longer than the scratch one. So I'll just play that whole, that's section A. If you want to mark it at section A, put an A above the first note, put a circle around it, a capital A with a circle. That just says this is the section A. That's section A. Now it says fine, which means finish, but we're not at the finish because we're going to do the second section now. So if you want to above this note, so it's the end of bar 8, you can put a capital B with a circle around it to say this is section B. Now we've got the 2 goes up, and then we're going to play 4 and 2. That's all connected. But after we play the 4 and 2, we're going to come off because of the dot. Be careful that it's not the beginning of the first note of bar 9 is not staccato. Only the end comes off. See that slur? And then we scratch and then connect again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5th note's the one that we come out of that pattern. And we have our lovely syncopated rhythms. And off, hold, and then slur to the B and G. And then off on, that's a 6, E and G there. And then hold. And then slur to, hold that note. So you're going to need to let go of your left-hand thumb, the thumb, for just a moment so that you can get ready for 1 and 4, which we play and let go of. Did you notice that thumb just left off a fraction early so we could connect this down? Then A goes up. So I'll play that section again. So 2 on A. Now that's section B, and then section B repeats. Now, why don't I'll use the same video and do the left hand. So I've got G chord, D7, D7 again, but slightly different combination of notes. And then we have our G sus4, changing to our G, and then G, D, D7 again, and then B and G, and then 2, 5, so do. Okay, so let me play that whole section A left hand. Now, section B. The left hand is going to do the D major arpeggio. Now, the first thing I want you to do to practice this is get your pinky finger and just play this. D, F sharp, A, D. So you notice the pinky played all those notes. So get good at that so you can feel your way around the geography of the piano. And now do the same thing but using the thumb. D, F sharp, A, D. And now we're going to join them together. So D, F sharp, A, D. Again, you might notice I don't leave my hand stretched out because I don't want to put any strain. Every time your hand is stressed, it's putting strain. So keep that hand nice and closed. And we do it a second time. And now we have F sharp and D, and then we hold the thumb. No, sorry, we lift the thumb so that while holding the F sharp to play that one, which then comes off. Hold. So that very, very slight let go just before the end. And then we've got our C of the octave, so flap in and then play the octave and then flap again. So the octave in the middle is held, so we can't release that one, but we can release that one, hold and release, and a D7, and then G, so, do. So I'll play all of section B. That happens the second time. Then we go to the very end. It says DC al fine, da capo al fine, which is return to the beginning until fine, which is the word for finish. Maybe mark that in as well.